a brilliant young man was told that no matter how talented he became, his birth would always define him. He decided to prove an entire kingdom wrong. This is Simple Tales. Long ago, during the Joseon Dynasty of Korea, a high-ranking minister named Hong had a son named Hong Gildong, born to a concubine rather than his official wife. From the moment of his birth, Gildong's future was constrained by rigid tradition. Though he shared the minister's blood, he could never call his father, hold high office, or inherit his position. Invisible walls surrounded him even inside his own home. Yet Gildong was extraordinary. He mastered books, poetry, strategy, and martial arts with remarkable ease. In secret, he studied Taoist sorcery, learning to summon spirits, command the wind, become invisible, and create living doubles of himself. But talent brought him little happiness. He watched mediocre men rise through privilege, while corrupt officials grew wealthy and ordinary families suffered. The injustice settled deep in his heart. His growing reputation soon attracted dangerous enemies. The senior concubine, fearful of his abilities, conspired with a shaman to destroy him. One night, an assassin slipped silently into Gildong's room. Gildong was waiting. With a burst of sorcery, he confused the killer, summoned the wind, and turned the conspiracy against his enemies. By dawn, those who had plotted against him had been exposed and defeated. When the danger had passed, he understood a painful truth. No matter how gifted he became, there would never be a place for him in his father's house. That very night, he gathered a few belongings and disappeared into the mountains. There he encountered a band of outlaws. The men mocked the young wanderer and challenged him to prove himself. By dawn, Gildong had outshot their finest archers, defeated their strongest fighters, and outwitted them all. For the first time in his life, men judged him by his ability rather than his birth. The outlaws knelt before him and asked him to become their leader. Gildong accepted. Under his command, the band became the Hwalbindang, the League for Helping the Poor. They no longer stole for themselves. They targeted corrupt officials, greedy landlords, and dishonest tax collectors, returning stolen wealth to the people who had earned it. Their exploits quickly became legend. In one province, a governor hoarded so much grain that entire villages faced starvation. One night, the Hwalbindang descended through fog, summoned by Gildong's magic. By dawn, the storehouses stood empty. The governor found a single message waiting in the empty storehouse. The hungry have taken back what was already theirs. Across the countryside, families awoke to find sacks of rice at their doors. The governor raged. The people rejoiced. And Hong Gildong's name spread throughout the kingdom. Wherever injustice flourished, the Hwalbindang appeared. They vanished into mist, escaped impossible traps, and used magical doubles to confuse their pursuers. Soldiers chased shadows while Gildong remained forever beyond their grasp. Eventually, reports of the outlaw reached the royal court. Some ministers demanded his execution. Others secretly admired the man who exposed corruption more effectively than the officials sworn to stop it. Soldiers were sent to capture him again and again. Some returned humiliated. Others never even caught sight of him. At last, even the king was forced to acknowledge that Hong Gildong was no ordinary criminal. He had become a legend. Yet Gildong understood something his admirers did not. He could punish corrupt men, but he could not cure the deeper sickness beneath them. Birth still mattered more than merit. The system itself remained unchanged, so he made a decision no one expected. Gathering his most loyal followers, he left Korea behind and sailed across the sea. After many hardships, they reached the distant land of Yuldo. There, they found a land suffering under unjust rulers. With the same courage and ingenuity that had made him a legend, Gildong overthrew the corrupt regime and began building the society he had spent his life searching for. In Yuldo, people were judged by ability and character rather than family name. Honest work was rewarded. Laws were applied fairly. Opportunity belonged to those who earned it. The kingdom prospered. Farmers flourished. Trade expanded. Justice became more than an ideal. In time, Hong Gildong was chosen as its wise and respected ruler. The boy once denied a future because of his birth had built a kingdom where no one would suffer the same fate. That is why the tale of Hong Gildong remains one of Korea's most beloved stories. True greatness is not granted by status or birth. It is earned through courage, ability, and determination. Our circumstances may shape where we begin, but they do not have to determine where we end. If you enjoyed this tale of justice, courage, and determination, share it with someone who believes character matters more than status. Thank you for listening. Until the next one.